The height of busyness. ABC's Justin Finch.
The nation's airports bracing for high traffic. Going into the holiday weekend, flight booking company Hopper estimates some 3.7 million airline seats are already sold for today. And through Tuesday, January 2nd, roughly 17.3 million. The Transportation Security Administration screening some 2.6 million people Thursday and saying they're even busier this year than last year.
Las Vegas prosecutors claim the man charged with killing the rapper Tupac Shakur in 1996 is making plans to kill witnesses who might testify against him. They say they recorded phone calls from Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. They say he told a number of people that he was behind the rapper's murder. Amanda Broku says mysterious contractors came to her home in the middle of the night right before Christmas and stole the concrete driveway off the front of the property in Orange County, Florida. It happened as she's trying to sell her home. Broku's real estate agent, Rocky Sanchez.
Had multiple people come forward saying that they've seen things like this happen, whether it be driveways, roofs, painting, even outside the exterior. So it happens more often than we actually see it.
Broku has a GoFundMe to try to raise the $10,000 needed to replace the driveway. The federal judge has temporarily blocked parts of an Iowa law that bans some books from school libraries and forbids teachers from raising LGBTQ issues. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky Moselle with International Star Registry. For $59 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com, you can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we have named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
Keeping you informed 24/7. News Talk KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
I'm Bill Walter, KVNU News, brought to you by U&I Furniture. Virus season is here with rising COVID-19, RSV, and flu activity, and state health officials predict more increases in infections and hospitalizations as we get deeper into winter. This past week, health officials saw a rapid increase in flu activity. That means the number of people showing up to emergency rooms across the state with flu-like symptoms increased dramatically, outpacing both COVID-19 and RSV patients, according to the Department of Health and Human Services dashboard. Most of those visits were for patients between the ages of 5 and 24. Despite the rapid increase, the current levels of flu-associated hospitalizations in the state are considered moderate, and the levels of outpatient flu-like illness rate are considered low. Health officials also saw increases in COVID-19 and RSV activity. Wastewater sites across the state, 91.4% of them are showing elevated levels of the coronavirus, and 48.6% of sites are showing increasing levels, according to the Utah Wastewater Surveillance System. One of the safest places to be is behind a snowplow while they clear the road for drivers. That's one of the safety messages from the Idaho Transportation Department after 2 snowplows were hit across the state this month. The first snowplow strike happened on December 1st on I-86 near American Falls, Idaho. Vehicle behind a plow was traveling too fast for the conditions and rear-ended the plow, according to ITD spokesman Justin Smith. Then a second car hit the first one. The occupants of the second car had said they had possible injuries. Smith wrote in an email to eastidahonews.com. After the incident, the snowplow remained operational. The second snowplow strike happened December 10th on U.S. Highway 26 at milepost 366 between Swan Valley and Ryrie, Idaho. A pickup truck passing the plow on the right hit the wing. There were no injuries reported. The wing and the plow was damaged and was out of service. The pickup was also damaged and the door was ripped off. Smith shared some safety tips that the safest place to be is way behind a plow as they clear the road for you. stay back from the rear of the plow to avoid windshield damage. 4 car lengths is recommended so the plow driver can see you in the side mirrors, and do not pass a plow on the right. And the Utah Board of Higher Education responded this week to Utah Governor Spencer Cox's remarks last week that Utah's public colleges and universities require new hires to sign diversity statements. Cox, on his monthly televised PBS press conference, says that he thinks it's bordering on evil that people are being forced into a political framework before they can even apply for a job in the state. Cox called the statements very political and said the legislature plans to pass legislation banning them. The Higher Education Board statement acknowledged some of Utah's colleges and universities have incorporated various forms of DEI statements or questions into their hiring procedures. KBNU weather brought to you by Maple Creek Ranch. Build your dream home on some of the most beautiful lots in Cache Valley. 2.5-acre lots, miles of wilderness, babbling brooks, and more just east of Franklin, Idaho. All roads are now paved. Learn more at maplecreekranch.net. Well, widespread haze tonight, patchy fog late tonight, otherwise increasing clouds, low in the mid-20s. Widespread haze, some patchy fog Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy, high temperature in the low 40s, around 42. You can always get more news at CacheValleyDaily.com.
Thank you. UNI Furniture wants to say thank you to all of their friends and customers. UNI Furniture is grateful to be a family business, now in their 5th generation. For over 90 years, they've always offered a good product at a good price. And that's why they say you'll always find a better buy at UNI. Stop by and see them this holiday season with lots of store-wide specials and great bargains. Purchase any sofa or sectional, and UNI says thank you with $100 off on any chair to go with it. UNI Furniture in downtown Logan.
Are you a business owner looking for affordable workers' comp coverage? This is Matt Robbins with Quality First Insurance. As an independent auto owners insurance agency, we work with top-notch carriers to find the best policy for your unique needs. With our experienced agents, you can rest assured that you're getting the best coverage and the best price. Call our office today for a free quote. Quality First Insurance, 752-0101. For more information, go to q1ins.com.
Welcome back to the For the People Movie Show here on KVNU Logan. Andy Morgan recapping 2023 in Hour 1, continuing into Hour 2. And a look ahead, Andy's also got his top 25 list. Do you want to just start with that? Because we can recap and do your 25 list at the same time. And
I figured what we could do, now, per like we used to do with our old pal Aaron Peck, I'm not going to spend a ton of time like going through these
one by one.
Yeah, what I'd like to do, honestly, is just we'll do a couple snippets. Because if we have some time at the end of the show, I do kind of want to give some people, an idea of what they have to look forward to.
Sure.
In 2024. We won't go through everything. We'll do that as the year goes by, as per normal. But as far as the Andy's top 25, let me get to it here. Now, full disclosure, these are not in ranked order. I do not have the.
I kind of like that you do that.
I don't have the. I don't know the right word for it. I don't have the disposition to rank them.
Well,
these are just the 25. These are my favorite 25 movies of 2023.
I think that the problem with the problem with ranking them is that you end up. No, so I think sometimes I have a hard time doing the list because I'm trying to rank them.
You're spending more time trying to rank them. I don't do that.
Yeah, so I end up not actually compiling the list in the first place because I have a hard time trying to figure out how to rank them. And so this is your top 25 of the last year.
This is of 2023, yeah.
Okay.
And just so everyone knows, again, in case this is your first time tuning in to the KVNU For the People movie show, with Andy Morgan of Andy at the Movies.
.com.
And Jason Williams of Jason at the Movies.
.com.
Part of the Movie Boy Network.
That actually would be a fun media
Part of
franchise.
the Movie Boy
the Movie
Network.
Boy Network.
Anyway.
Like TMZ,
you know me.
but meaner.
I give grades. I think stars are too hard. I like to give grades because there's something that might be close to an A. I give a B plus. B minus is not the same as a B plus.
Yeah.
And I also like what I like. I don't really care if everyone else likes it. Awesome, fantastic. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
If everyone hates it and I like it, I really don't care. I really, truly do not care. I walk into the movies. I watch the show. And if I like it and I'm entertained, I'm gonna give it a good grade. So, without further ado, one of my favorite movies. We talked about this on the last show, but probably my most favorite movie of 2023 was. So, if I was going to rank order, it would start with this: is the movie The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti, Divine Joy Randolph, and newcomer Dominic Senya, I think is how you say his name. Anyway,
I have not seen it yet.
It's fantastic. It's actually, I would call it a Christmas movie. It's just about a bunch of
well, it's set at Christmas time, right?
It is, and it's set in the 1970-71 time frame, and it's in the Massachusetts area, Northeast, private boys' school, like high school, and this is everything's wrapping up. People are going out with their families, for the holidays.
Paul Giamatti playing grumpy Paul Giamatti.
It's actually probably his best performance, and he's got a lot of them. He's got a lot of great ones. And I know he's kind of has that shtick of being like, I'm not drinking Merlot, that whole I'm an angry short guy, bald short guy. But it's got a depth of emotion and heart that I have not seen from him before. It's just a great movie. I challenge someone to walk out of that not feeling uplifted. It's great. It ran the gamut as far as awards nominations with the UFCA. So definitely fantastic. If you can watch it on Amazon Prime, you have to pay for it at this juncture, but it's definitely well worth the price. So.
I'm gonna have to watch it as a palate cleanser because it's slightly similarly themed as something I watched on Amazon Prime that I won't say I wish I hadn't, but I can't get out of my head. But I watched Saltburn.
Okay.
Have you seen that bathwater scene? Man, I'm not recommending this. This is if this were in theaters, it would be a very hard R. But it's a similar story. It's a Christmas break and private school oriented, and
it's just insane movie.
But it's one of those. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to The Holdovers as maybe a palate cleanser. I'm still troubled. Everyone's talking about it, so I'm like, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting.
Saltburn and
troubling.
Poor Things are on the same wavelength with me.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like them, but I was just like, good gracious.
I would say you should see Saltburn just because it's really well done.
It's Emerald Fennell, I think, right? Did I say that right? She's the one that did Promising Young Woman a few years ago.
And it has a bit of that thing that I liked about Game of Thrones, the books, where good guys don't stay good guys, bad guys don't stay bad guys. And it's a really human story, but it's told in such a troubling, need to take a shower after seeing it kind of way.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny. Another movie that I loved, and we already talked about this, so I won't delve into this one too much. But the Barbie movie was great. It's on our awards list. It was a fun, funny movie that I think broached some important topics without really kicking them in your face, kind of thing. It's just and I don't think that's the point of the movie, right?
I think that's why it worked. Is they weren't shooting for a message
movie, right?
They were trying to be funny, but the themes they chose as a way to bring comedy in were just really
Yeah, I thought it was
Why
great.
is she always in the splits?
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of those things where kind of looks at the absurdity of Barbie, but also the tenderness that Barbie holds in so many hearts of so many
Man, that was well said,
people,
because that kind of nails it. Because it is the reason it comes close to having a message is something that's just associated with Barbie. The unrealistic shape, the harm actually that caused on multiple generations of young women, and it handles that in a way that is also. Yeah, like that recognizes that this was also a huge,
beloved,
cultural phenomenon, and
Barbie did a lot of good as well as some, But it seems like the original intent of Barbie, as we talk about getting distorted in the '80s, like when you have that group of old men in the boardroom that are basically running it, kind of funny.
Will Ferrell's best,
he's good.
Cameo.
He's
role.
good. I thought he was going to show up as just president business.
The rollerblade thing.
Yeah,
just
so good. And Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie, you just can't go wrong.
Ryan Gosling, I think, comes close to actually making the film.
He is.
Beach. It's just he has to play. Anyway, I won't.
He's good. He's good. He's good. The other one on my list is Godzilla -1. We already talked about this a little bit, but. It's not only one of the best movies of the year. It was on made our top 5 for the best foreign films.
The Film Critics Association, very nice.
Best foreign language films. I think I haven't seen the numbers, but
deserved.
I'm pretty sure it probably barely missed being a Best Picture nominee for us. But it's just again kind of like Barbie. Actually, you know what's really funny, Jason? Godzilla -1 and Barbie are actually pretty close to the same thing, which is here's Godzilla, which is kind of, especially no offense to Toho fans, but the Toho Godzilla is a weird looking dude, right?
Yeah.
He's like got a lot of junk in the trunk and he's just slow walking. It looks about as silly as can be.
And that was originally out of necessity because it was a man in a suit on cables.
Yeah,
and so he couldn't move fast.
Well, remember when? What was it?
I like that the CGI Godzilla keeps up with that.
Yeah. Well, do you remember though that in 2014 when Toho and fans of Toho, they were like, "Oh, the American Japanese from or the American Godzilla from Gareth Edwards is they were like he's kind of a porker."
Yeah.
And after seeing this Godzilla and the other one, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? The weight was just more evenly displaced through the body. It wasn't all in the bottom half of Godzilla. Anyway,
I struggled with the only thing I struggled with Godzilla -1 is that the face, especially that scene when it's crawling along in the water with just its eyes and nostrils above the water.
Looks like a person.
It has my dog's face.
Yeah.
I have a dog with he's got a shaggy mustache and a beard.
Right.
And got some terrier or German wire hair in him or something. And he had the same eyes. And I knew bad guy Godzilla always gets blown up.
That's actually really funny because I've seen pictures of your dog and I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That is so funny. No, I'm not going to unsee that now.
It really bothered me, and I didn't notice it until I saw it the second time.
Yeah, the eyes are very lifelike. That's great. No, the other thing but what's great about it is how silly Godzilla is. If you think about it, how silly it is. It's just the centerpiece in this story about courage and loss and recovery and empathy and family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
learning to put others ahead of you despite fears and worries. And
it's not the monster is not the story, right? The monster is just an accompanying part of the story.
Yeah, in fact, you could really throw anything in as the conflict in this story.
Well, and then the fact that it's post World War II, like just shortly after, and just the devastation that was reaped on Japan through that whole thing.
It was interesting that this was a Japanese-made film that was very critical of the Japanese government at the time.
Yeah.
Because they actually acknowledge some things that Japan wouldn't for years, which is that, the emperor was nuts.
Just lying and not telling the people the truth.
Yeah, tried to create a cult around himself to stop public sentiment from turning against him in World War II.
That's weird.
So it sounds familiar. But they acknowledge that in this movie, and but they acknowledge it by having the characters have a conversation about it.
Yeah,
very very brief. It's like 3 sentences, but I just thought it was really I don't know. I don't know if they were trying to be as smart as they ended up being. Do you think?
It's a great question. I don't know.
It's just a really
does anyone ever
insightful Godzilla movie? How often can you say that?
Does anyone ever make something and go, guys, I think what we're targeting here for super smart? Like, I don't know if that's. I think it's like just sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle. You put your best foot forward and you hope everybody gets it, and sometimes the magic happens, and this magic happens with Godzilla.
Yeah, really does.
Wonka is my next movie, and we reviewed this on the last movie show. Just delightful. I mean, it's just like candy. Like, you just can't not help but smile. You tap your foot to the songs, and then at the end wonder, how did Gene Wilder turn into Wonka the serial killer?
That's sort of
later in life.
On that note, so a lot of times I don't realize. So I'm not a critic. I don't write enough to think like a writer. So a lot of times I read other people and I realize that's what I think. As I read it, I'm like, that's what I've been trying to put into words. And I figured it out. I read someone who said what they liked about this movie is it's charming and it's for kids and adults.
Charming is a great word.
And the music's great and all that. But at the same time, they understood what Gene Wilder understood is in that Wonka is supposed to be a character that makes you a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like he's weird.
Where we're going,
and
nobody's knowing, Jason.
Yeah, that's what, and I realized that's what made it work is they kind of got back to that because like Johnny Depp is just like, I'm quirky and fun, the kids love me, and but Gene Wilder when he did it, he's like, no, kids die in this movie.
He was kind of goes back and forth, right? Because like he sings the world of imagination, and you're like, oh, this is wonderful. And then he's like,
drown you in a chocolate river.
Yeah, now we're on the murderous chocolate tunnel.
A lot of deaths for a candy tour.
Yeah, it is.
But that I realized that's what made this Wonka work is they brought back the element of like, he's great, but at the same time, I wouldn't leave my kids alone with him.
My next movie is Oppenheimer. I know that probably sounds trite because that's on everyone's list. I honestly, and people are probably going to be like, really? There's a lot of things I love about Oppenheimer. Most of it revolves around Emily Blunt and Robert Downey Jr. I know people are talking about Cillian Murphy as a best actor, and I think I have to go back. I think he made our list. He did not make my list because I felt like he just showed up and talked.
Yeah, which is
there's other people in the movie.
I mean, he was good, but
but he was solid.
He was not the best part.
Yeah, he was like he was like a 15-10 guy in sports. Like you just like, oh yeah, you just can't. But like I thought the real MVPs of the movie are Emily Blunt and Robert Downey Jr. for sure.
And
it's long. There are some parts in it that just feel a little bit overdone, but it's not enough to take away from the just overall brilliance that really is Oppenheimer, and also just Christopher Nolan in general. I think I watched Interstellar right after I was finished watching Oppenheimer, and I just thought, God, this guy does not miss. He generally does not miss. Even Tenet, which was not widely seen. Again, he's just hard. Pretty much he nails it every time.
And I think it's worth pointing out that he was part of it. He's just a good filmmaker.
Yeah. A couple others really quick that I won't talk about, so we can kind of cruise through the list a little bit more. But Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was on my list. I just thought it was a great way to close out the franchise. Very heartfelt. Again, one of the only superhero movies on my list that didn't feel tired. And like okay, moving on.
Yeah. Almost sad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Bradley Cooper. I can't remember. I think I put Bradley Cooper actually as a best supporting actor nominee for his role as Rocket. I just thought he just did great. But John Wick Chapter 4 was another one on my list. I thought, John Wick, obviously our first John Wick movie everybody loves. I know people like 2 and 3, but I felt like the franchise kind of fell off.
Yeah.
It went a little sideways in those middle two. This fourth one, they got back to the fun. I cannot not give this movie an A just for the scene on the steps. where he climbs all the way to the top of the steps and goes all the way back down.
Yeah.
And I was laughing so hard because that you just do not see that in movies where it's like, nope, bye.
Especially,
clunk,
especially when he's an action hero. That doesn't happen to action heroes.
No, I thought it was fantastic. Rounding out my top 10, because I know we got to take a break here in a second, but I got Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I was really surprised that didn't do as well.
I didn't see.
The box
That's
office.
one I didn't see.
It's fantastic. I mean, I just don't know how people could not like that movie. It's just great. Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie, they know what they're doing, and it kind of makes me sad that this Part 2 that comes out next summer will sort of be the cap. The period on the end of that sentence. So, other two on my top 10, Mithrigan, we talked about. That was actually one of the first movies I saw last year. Just a delightful. I went in thinking this is going to be a dumb horror movie. And
it kind of is at the first. Where you think for the first 15 minutes, you think that's what you're in for.
Yeah, and it's not. It's so much social commentary. It's a dark. In fact, I wouldn't even say it's a horror movie. It's a dark comedy. Like it is really. There's a scene.
It reminded me of Black Mirror on Netflix.
Yeah,
where they're sometimes satirically saying something about the future.
Yeah. There's a scene where the cop finds this kid's ear and he makes a joke about it.
I forgot about that.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I laughed so hard. And then the other one on my top 10, Blue Beetle, was another superhero movie.
One of my favorites.
That didn't do well at the box office. I think people missed out. If you have a chance to see it, it was delightful. It was an actual win for DC, but it won't go down as one because the box office was not great.
It was so good. Yeah. All right. More of the extended For the People movie show with Andy Morgan, looking back on 2023 and ahead to what you can expect this year, 2024. All of that as we continue on the other side of these headlines with KVNU's Bill Walter.
Thank you, Jason. Officials in Logan have announced modified schedules for Logan City services and facilities during the upcoming New Year's holiday. The city offices will be closed on New Year's Day, Monday. Residential garbage and recycling will not be collected as usual Monday, according to a Logan Public Works spokesperson. The city landfill will also be closed to the public that day. The regular Monday garbage routes, of course, will be collected the next day, Tuesday, January 2nd. Residents on those routes are asked to please have their containers at the curb by 7 a.m. and to leave containers out at the curb until they are collected. The Logan Library is closed through the end of January while moving into the new library building. The ice skating rink at Carol and Jim Laub Plaza in downtown Logan will be open for reduced hours on Sunday, New Year's Eve. Skating sessions that day are scheduled from noon to 1:30 p.m., 2 to 3:30 p.m., and 4 to 5:30 p.m. Now, earlier reports were that the ice skating rink would be closed on New Year's Day. However, late information from Logan City says the ice skating rink will be open for regular hours on Monday, January 1st. The Logan Community Rec Center and the city cemetery office will be closed on New Year's Day. We have high school basketball on the way. Logan High Grizzlies are down in Layton to take on 5A Northridge this evening. An early game tonight, 5:50 is the approximate pregame time with Jason Walker, and the tip just after 6 o'clock. We'll have it for you here on KVNU. Widespread haze tonight, patchy fog as well late tonight. Overnight low in the mid-20s, and then hazy conditions tomorrow. Other than that, mostly cloudy and the high temperature in the low 40s. KBNU weather brought to you by Cache Valley Chevron stations. Download the Chevron app and join Chevron Rewards. Then you can save $1 per gallon on your next 3 visits. Visit any Cache Valley Chevron station for details. You can always get more news at CacheValleyDaily.com.
Are you in need of excellent surgical care? Budge Clinic General Surgery offers the future of surgery with state-of-the-art robotic-assisted procedures. From cancer treatments to surgical needs, they've got you covered. Call Budge Clinic General Surgery today, 435-716-1950, to schedule a consultation and experience the best possible outcome. Trust Doctors Anderson, Marshall, McKenna, and Peterson, the experts at Budge Clinic General Surgery, helping people live the healthiest lives possible.
Anderson Seed and Garden's Christmas Blowout event continues. Save 50 to 80% off almost all Christmas items in stock. That includes trees, ribbon, garland, and wreaths, ornaments, and much more. All sales are final. It may be winter, but it's never a bad time to learn about gardening. Sign up for their weekly gardening class, which starts January 27th. $40 a person or $60 for two. See store for details. Come see what's new at Anderson Seed and Garden, Logan.
Only 4 days left.
Time is running out for you to save up to 15% on new Ram trucks during West Motor Company's Ramp Up the Year sales event. That's up to $12,000 off Ram half-tons and even more on Ram heavy-duty trucks. Even Jeep Gladiators are up to $15,000 off MSRP. Yes, the deals are back at West Motor Company, but at prices this hot, they won't last long. Hurry in now for the biggest savings of the year.
WestMotorCompany.com.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2023 sale. Now through December 29th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you'd do 11.5 months ago. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. It's not too late. This can still be your year. So join today for just $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry! Deal ends Friday, December 29th. See club for details.
Hey, business owners, when it comes to your employee benefits package, you deserve the best. This is Matt Robbins with Quality First Insurance and Alera Benefits. We believe employee benefits should be affordable and hassle-free. Let's sit down and give your benefits package a fresh look. Call Quality First Insurance and Alera Benefits today, 435-752-0101.
You've heard the phrase cabin fever reliever. Well, at Bear Lake, cabin fever means a weekend of fun. Come up for miles and miles of snowmobile trails and snowshoeing, sleigh rides and snowball fights, and at the end of the day, enjoy a delicious meal at a local restaurant. Then cozy up in front of the fire at your cabin or condo rental. Sound like fun? Go to bearlake.org and click Hot Deals. You'll find lodging, dining, and entertainment. There's fun for everyone at beautiful Bear Lake. Go to bearlake.org and click Hot Deals.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People movie show. Looking back on 2023 and what it says about movies in the box office and where we're at post-pandemic as people finally come back to the movies in 2023, big time, and also looking ahead at what this year holds in store. Andy running through his top 25. We usually do this earlier, but we kind of got shortchanged by some scheduling issues and more. So I'm glad we're finally getting to it here. But we left off at Wonka, right? And,
yeah.
Oh, no, you threw a few
Blue
in there.
Beetle
Blue
and
Beetle. I really liked Blue Beetle.
I was actually keep thinking to myself. My brain works. There used to be a show on HBO called, I can't remember what the show is called, but it was basically this guy spent so much time watching TV as a kid that his brain only thinks in like movie quotes and stuff. And that's sometimes I feel like that.
Sometimes I feel like that with The Simpsons. There is a Simpsons clip for everything.
Yeah, it's like that. Blue Beetles where we left off. So really quick, because I do want to spend some time on 2024. I'll just go through a couple of ones really quick. But Air, the movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, that was again the story of how Nike, as a fledgling shoe company back in the mid '80s, snagged Michael Jordan, and that pretty much forever changed their fate. I didn't know how I would like that, just because I don't know. It felt some of the trailers felt a little Lifetime movie-ish to me.
Yeah.
But that was actually absolutely delightful. I enjoyed it. I know as a shoe fiend myself, I know most of that story.
Shoe fiend.
But it was fun to kind of watch that, come to fruition. I thought the best part of that movie was... is it Viola Davis? Yeah. Viola Davis and Matt Damon. I can't believe I'm saying that because
I don't like her in everything she's in.
I don't
know why.
Yeah, she's good, and I generally don't love. I mean, Matt Damon. I don't know. Matt Damon is just kind of vanilla for me a lot of times.
Yeah.
But he's the best part. He is really. I thought he did a great job. Anyway, that's a great one. That's on Amazon. You can, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it. The other one that's on my top 25, The Creator. This is Gareth Edwards. We were just talking about Godzilla a little while ago.
Like that.
Yeah, it's a little long again, but I thought it was.
It's a thinking person sci-fi movie.
It is.
It's kind of like Blade Runner.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
In that style.
Yeah, that's a great comparison. Blade Runner is a great comparison. And Garrett, nobody does scale and can kind of convey scale and size better than Gareth Edwards, I think, in this day and age.
Like monsters.
Or ships, or
monsters.
war. It's outlandish enough to be sci-fi, but believable enough to make you kind of sit and be glued.
Yeah,
so
he has this ability to make things that could be a joke, not like the bomb robots in The Creator.
Or
that could be if you did that wrong, the audience would be laughing their heads off at how ludicrous
it'd be
that
a lot
is.
like Phantom Menace stuff, like Roger, Roger.
Yeah, exactly. And but he manages to make the bomb robots. For those who haven't seen it, these are bombs with legs and arms that run.
Yeah.
And it could
like
be
suicide bomber robots.
Yeah, it could be cartoonish and a joke, but it ends up being one of the creepier moments in the movie because of how he does it.
100%.
It's just amazing.
I also have on here Strays. I don't care what anybody says. That movie was fantastic.
It was very funny.
Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, just...
Not a family movie.
No, absolutely not. Do not. This is not, oh, look, dogs.
I always worry when Will Ferrell's doing voice work in a movie that involves animals and animation that people are going to be like, oh, let's take the kids. This is not a kids movie.
It was so funny.
Really funny.
It's basically an adult R-rated Homeward Bound.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was a nice palate cleanser at the end of the summer from like all the kind of, box office, like blockbuster, fanfare. Another movie on my list.
I like the twist too. I like the revenge flick twist.
Oh yeah, with Will. I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about.
MacGruber. I can't remember his name either, but I remember
MacGruber. Maestro is another one on my list. This is on Netflix right now. We talked a little bit about this last Friday. Bradley Cooper. He directs. It's Leonard Bernstein. It's one of the most gorgeous movies shot this year.
Is this Bradley Cooper's first in the director's seat?
No, he did. The movie with Lady Gaga.
Oh,
the remake.
Oh, he did direct.
I think he's directed more as well. I'm not sure if he did The Place Beyond the Pines.
Star is Born,
but he's great. And this is, I would say at this point, I think the best actor award is probably Bradley Cooper's to lose. Yeah. I just don't see another person that could really. Paul Giamatti is probably the closest. Those two, in my mind, are neck and neck for the best actor award. So, and honestly, this is kind of like when Kevin Spacey was nominated. We don't talk about Kevin Spacey anymore. Kevin Spacey was nominated for American Beauty, and so was Russell Crowe for The Insider. And I saw both those movies, and I was like, you know what? Either one. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed. Someone will be disappointed, but it will not be me.
It really is sad we can't talk about Kevin Spacey because he was good.
It's the sequel that we don't talk about Kevin.
Yeah.
We don't talk about... Oh, actually, no, it's not the sequel.
He really was a good
part
actor,
two.
and he was in some great movies. And
yeah, he's great.
Even when he was playing a stereotype like Baby Driver, where anybody really could be
he's engaging.
But he
or
still
horrible
made it,
bosses.
Yeah, he still made it engaging, and then it turns out he's just the creepiest dude on the planet.
Yeah, folks, like, you know what?
Still is, by the way. Did you know that he still won't own it, and he still claiming to be a victim. It's just
that's tough.
Too bad to see someone melt down like that.
Number 15, May, December. We talked about this a few weeks ago with Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman. Again, kind of the fictional retelling of this sort of Mary Kay Letourneau story, where the in this 30-something pet store worker has an affair with a 7th grader, I believe.
Yeah.
And then goes to prison. They get married, have babies, and it's just
still together.
It's
today.
just kind of like what happens later on when the kid is an adult and they get married. There's still this gap that just doesn't, and this abuse that maybe you don't, even though you say it's not abuse, is really abuse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like the character who was kid when it started doesn't realize
the abuse
that this is a predatory situation that they're trapped in.
Very creepy, but it draws comparisons between Natalie Portman's actress character and this this lady. So it's
nobody does troubled and maybe creepy as well as Julianne Moore. She's got this ability to do that in a way that anyway.
She's good. And I should also point out Maestro, I almost said Maestro and May December are both on Netflix.
Okay.
Another movie, American Fiction. Again, this is some of these I feel like we've just talked about recently. This is Jeffrey Wright. I don't know if there's a place to stream this right now. This will be in the Oscars discussion. Jeffrey Wright again for Best Actor. Sterling K. Brown, who I like in pretty much everything, is great in this. Is his angry gay brother. He's just so funny.
I've only seen the trailer. It looks funny.
It's great. It's a very heartwarming movie, but also kind of again delves into some societal things that are a little not. I think most people will be nodding their heads, going, "Amen." Yeah, we agree. It's good. Another movie on my list, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, TMNT Mutant Mayhem. I put on here because I thought the animation was fantastic and it made me care and be interested in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I never have been. I can't think of anything dumber.
I mean, honestly, isn't that basically the best thing you can say about a movie? Any movie.
It made me care about a bunch of
Ninja
Turtles that I've always thought is one of the dumbest things.
Because that's why you go, is to be taken out of your life into this other story for 2 hours. And so,
great voice cast, just great. It's just great. This did for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles what Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did in 2018 for the Spider-Man franchise.
That's very cool.
The horror movie Talk to Me is on my list.
Yeah.
In a year where horror didn't really stand out as much as it has in years past, this was the absolute gem of anything scary that was released.
Talk to Me, and then I can't remember. Barbarians was another one.
That was last year,
but I didn't see it until this year. Those are two horror movies that you should, if you like horror, see Barbarians and see Talk to Me. Skip Smile and all of those others.
Yep. Killers of the Flower Moon. We won't go into too much either. That was on my list. That one was a tough one. That almost didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I read the book, and the book, for how great the book was, it
didn't translate well.
Yeah, well, there was things I loved about that I thought Scorsese did really well, and I think the acting is fantastic. I just feel like the whole investigation part of it and
they basically
was lost.
They took the timeline of the book and almost reversed it.
Yeah,
and it kind of ruined the narrative.
It did a little bit. It was it's a hard. It makes me think that the book was hard to translate. But I thought, as again, that's saying something about the acting and the filmmaking behind it. It still makes my list, even though it wasn't my favorite. It set him up
to spend so much time on these other things instead of the book spends time on. The book tells, I mean, you know what happened and kind of who did it in the first couple chapters of the book.
Yep.
And they wanted a mystery, and that actually distracts from the story the book tells, and that was
Yeah,
anyway.
I thought the book, the focus was just this.
By the way, we might have to get to 2024 next week.
We can do that. Everyone will have more time. But again, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is on my list. I didn't think they could one-up themselves, and they did. It's actually better than the 2018 version. If you haven't seen that, by all means, check that out. It's fantastic. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves is on my list. I was so surprised by that. That came out of left field. When I saw the trailer for that, I never once thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be in my top 25 for sure. And it was. Chris Pine is hilarious. It just is such a great movie. And again, Hugh Grant sliding in with, kind of a great sort of villain performance is something that, he's been doing well. On my list is also the movie Bottoms. I don't know if that's really a household thing that everyone has seen, but Bottoms is hilarious. The way I described it to someone is if you take that movie, Booksmart, and you sort of cross that over with a Rian Johnson old movie called Brick and She's the Man. Those three movies, if they all got in just a collision in an intersection, Bottoms is what would come out, and it is hilarious. I can't say enough about it.
On my list to see.
It's really funny. Also have The Killer with Michael Fassbender, and it's a David Fincher movie. This is on Netflix. Kind of flew under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, it shouldn't have. It was really...
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it.
Dark,
I think sometimes people get confused on the Netflix movies because they feel like that these... Because sometimes Netflix movies give the impression that they were shot in like 3 or 4 rooms.
Yeah.
It's like a rotating set.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, maybe they are.
Weirdly low budget for big budget films.
Sometimes it does feel that way. It does.
It really does.
Yeah. But The Killer's great. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. Past Lives is on my list. It just Past Lives just took me through the ringer. I mean, it's one of those. It's just so well done, and then it's like what might have been. That's the theme of that movie.
Really enjoyed that.
And then The Zone of Interest, I can't recommend enough. It's unlike any type of Holocaust movie I've ever seen. That'll be up there for best foreign film. It's on our list, but that's my top 25. I will post these later tonight at andyatthemovies.com.
Okay.
Along with some really creepy AI images that everyone needs to check out.
All right.
To show that Skynet will be taking over the world, but we'll probably overthrow Skynet right after because AI is dumb.
All right. That's the top 25 for 23. We'll look ahead at what 24 holds on the next movie show. And Andy, thank you. Thanks to our listeners for joining us as well. We'll be back right after this.
The Campfire Grill at Conestoga Ranch in Bear Lake is now open year-round. As you snowmobile, ski, or just enjoy a drive to Bear Lake, enjoy the Campfire Grill restaurant for a one-of-a-kind dining experience. Chefs prepare an entire menu of delicious favorites plus wood-fired pizzas and salads with the freshest local ingredients. Happy holidays from the Campfire Grill and Conestoga Ranch in Garden City, Bear Lake. Open Thursday through Saturday all winter. Walk-ins welcome, reservations recommended. Go to campfiregrillrestaurant.com for details and reservations.
It's Fisher Home Furnishings year-end liquidation. The last week of the year, Fisher's marks down and clears out all overstocks. One-of-a-kinds, unclaimed layaways, closeouts, late Christmas arrivals, and discontinued items. Take another 20 to 40% off the lowest mark sale price. Bassett, Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, Serta, Bernhardt, Lexington. All the best brand names at the year's biggest discounts. 20 to 40% off the sale price. Fisher Home Furnishings year-end liquidation sale. No interest financing. Sorry, no layaways at these prices. Shop in-store or anytime at FisherHF.com.
Welcome to Smart Construction, true craftsmen bringing your ideas to life. Smart Construction in Bear Lake wishes everyone a safe and wonderful holiday. Whether you're looking for a lakefront retreat in Bear Lake or the perfect mountain escape, Smart Construction guarantees excellence. Each home is meticulously designed and built for you to enjoy for generations to come. Smart Construction would also like to say thank you for voting them this year's People's Choice winner in the Top of Utah Parade of Homes. At Smart Construction, there are no compromises. Because it's not a smart home until it's perfect. See Smart Construction on Instagram at Smart Builder or search Smart Construction.
It's winter and the last thing you're thinking about is yard work. But did you know now is actually the best time to trim your trees? Hey, it's Chelsea with Whole Tree Care, and I'm not suggesting you get out there and do it. Call us. Our guys climb trees year-round. And now that leaves are gone, visibility is perfect for trimming. Plus, your trees are dormant, so it's less stressful on your trees. Call 760-6587. If you have any overgrown trees, call before heavy snow causes damage. Whole Tree Care. That's HULL Tree Care. 760-6587.
This is Justin Hamilton, and all of us at Cafe Sabor wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday. For the entire month of December, with every $25 gift card purchase, you will receive a $5 card for free. Great food. It's the perfect gift for family, friends, or coworkers. Purchase a $25 gift card and get $5 additional for free. Happy holidays from all of us at Cafe Sabor.
For more than a century, S. Needham Jewelers has been repairing jewelry and watches in Cache Valley. We do all our work on premises, and you may even talk directly with our expert technicians. We also have today's state-of-the-art equipment, including a laser welder that will repair jewelry with precision. We guarantee our work and offer competitive prices. So whether repairing your precious wedding ring, sizing a ring, or simply changing a watch battery, come to Utah's oldest jewelry store with today's newest technology and repair. S. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, at the sign of the clock.
3, 2, 1.
Don't miss the New Year's celebration at the Logan Country Club. That's right, the Logan Country Club is Cache Valley's premier New Year's Eve celebration. Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. Come celebrate New Year's with the whole family.
Everyone is welcome.
An amazing buffet with fresh entrees, prime rib, seafood, fabulous dessert bar. Make your reservations by calling 753-6020.
That's 753-6020.
It's the New Year's celebration this Saturday at the Logan Country Club. Everyone is welcome. Call today.
Maple Creek Ranch is excited to announce they just finished the asphalt on all the roads. So come drive the smooth roads and see what this piece of paradise is all about, which is now in its fourth and final phase of development. If you've always dreamed of living in the mountains, Maple Creek Ranch is for you. Surrounded by miles of wilderness, babbling brooks, horse riding, and hiking trails, with 2.5-acre lots to build your dream home. Learn more at maplecreekranch.net or hop in the car and come see it for yourself, just east of Franklin, Idaho.
Hi, this is Jordan Mathis, Health Officer for the Bear River Health Department. In reflecting on this past year, I would like to extend my gratitude to you all. Thank you for your collective efforts in making our community such a wonderful place to live. We are fortunate to call Northern Utah home. We have clean water, safe communities, healthy children, great health care, and so much more. From everyone here at the Bear River Health Department, we wish you a happy, healthy, and safe holiday season.
Hi, this is Chris Wilson at Wilson Motor Company. It's been a great year, and it's not over. We are in the final days of our holiday sales event with clearance prices on over 220 new and pre-owned vehicles. Ford and Nissan have just announced higher rebates and 0% financing on many models, and 1.9% interest up to 72 months on F-150s. Check out our inventory online at wilsonmotor.com, but hurry in. Factory incentives and holiday pricing ends on January 2nd.
Wilson Motor Company. We make car buying easy.
Keeping you informed 24/7. News Talk KVNU Logan, 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
Logan High School Sports, a presentation of KVNU 610 AM, 102.1 FM, and CacheValleyDaily.com. Brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, Old Grist Mill, Les Olson Company, Cache Valley Auto Care, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, DD Auto Salvage, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, State Farm Agent Lana Powell, and Cache Valley Daily. Now it's time for the Logan Grizzlies on KVNU.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Your Cache and Box Elder County McDonald's take pride in being part of our community. Your local McDonald's is hiring with flexible hours, tuition reimbursement, and great pay. Start your career today. Apply at careers.mcdonalds.com. McDonald's is an equal opportunity employer committed to a diverse and inclusive workforce.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
RPMs raise your BPMs. Then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Old Gristmill on South Main Logan, 4th North Logan, and now Smithfield offer Cache Valley that famous lunch special and natural bread baked the right way. Get your made-to-order lunch or baked goods at Cache Valley's Best of Northern Utah gold-winning bakery. The Old Gristmill, here for you.
follow extreme routines? Do your own thing at Planet Fitness. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Welcome back to Logan Grizzly Sports here on KVNU, home of Grizzly Sports. For the last 80 years, first ever sports broadcasts of sports in Cache Valley here on KVNU, and is Logan Grizzlies football games. Long history of sports here on KVNU. Of course, it being the modern day, we've also got this streaming live on CacheValleyDaily.com. Thank you, those of you tuning in. I know it's a long way from Cache Valley. Made the drive down here to hopefully bring this one to you, and hopefully we're going to have a good game. Scouting out Northridge, some of their key players. Obviously for the Grizzlies, a lot of the usual suspects. Jordan Child currently averaging a double-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Got Jalen Argyle at 14.5 points. But looking at Northridge, it's the team that, I checked this yesterday out. It may have potentially updated since I last checked, but they were number 23 in the 5A RPI. Courtesy of being 1-7, that's not going to help your RPI. But some of their key players, big one certainly to be looking for is Bentley Whittier. He's averaging 18.4 points per game. He's hit 25 three-pointers this season. Obviously a very dangerous threat. Grizzlies just coming off a game where they faced a dangerous guard. It was Nash Matheson for Brighton. He was much more of a slasher. He was trying to get inside and score, going to the basket, forcing his way there. And I imagine Whittier won't quite be the same. A lot more outside shooting and very capable of putting up points in a hurry. 18.5 per game. A couple others certainly capable of putting up points. Peyton Perkins and Joshua Kitchen, both of those guys hovering at about 10 points per game each. Perkins at 10.1, Josh Kitchen at 9.6. So those can be guys to key in on. Of course, you've also got Logan Burt at 8.6 per game and DeQuan Kennedy at 7.5 per game. So plenty of different guys to watch out for. Northridge averaging just shy of 60 points per game. Grizzlies coming in averaging 63 points.